Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Takedown Troop, your weekly TNA post show here at BC Wrestle Pod. And internet, I'm not alone this week. Yay! Well, I don't know. On the one hand, that's a good thing because I have missed my co-host Radio Free Will here, but at the same time, I kind of also feel bad because now he is back into the fold and yeah, can't wait to catch him up on everything that he's missed as well as go over this episode.
This it's been a few weeks. I haven't been keeping up with things. It's been a gnarly few weeks just getting prepped for Gen Con, trying to get my game finished, and just my focus has been on all sorts of more TTRPG stuff than wrestling. So, I mean, I've been sort of peripherally aware of what's going on, but haven't really been super in the weeds. And of course, when you're only peripherally aware of things, you really only get the news from like WWE and AEW. So, TNA has been off my radar the last couple of weeks.
And honestly, loved you TNA down, but honestly, Will, I'm kind of glad that you have.
I did catch the Righteous Deletion.
Okay.
That much I did see.
Yeah, I was like, this is a fever dream. This is a fever dream. But they always are.
It's a Hardy compound match. Of course it's a fever dream.
Yeah, it was a whole thing. I was just like, are you all smoking the toke right now? Anywho. But anywho, we are covering the Thursday, August 6th edition of TNA. So y'all know the drill. Where we go live, you can go to our YouTube for the edited review tomorrow at BC Wrestle Pod across the social medias to find fun extra stuff. We have merch, we have Coffee Bot or Kofi Bot or whatever. Kofi Kingston, if you hear this, please, I'm waiting. Please, love you. Anywho, don't go to TNA though. Y'all need to go somewhere else. I was like, don't go to TNA. Anywho, I don't know. I'm just trying to forlong and not to talk about this. Okay, I want to preface by saying we say this every week. Your discretion is advised. We may poo-poo on TNA a lot, but it's because I want this company to do better. But each week they prove me wrong.
No, like honestly, at this point, it's less. I'm not gonna lie. At this point, would I like them to do better? Yes. I would also like their end to be swift and merciful.
At this point, we will take it either way.
Like, okay, like seriously, like at this point, I'm just kind of waiting for the no, ma, Yeller's my dog.
Oh my! That's what you were grabbing.
You saw me going off camera while we were backstage. Like, what the hell is he doing? He's got a Nerf gun.
This is why I have missed Will, because listen, I can talk TNA and I know my stuff, but I need the chaotic energy to bounce off of because it's a lot more fun. It's highly entertaining.
It's okay. It's okay. You can be the Michael Cole. I'll be over here doing the Taz thing. It's
oh Lord.
I don't know why that's like where my brain defaults to whenever I think of like announced teams. Like I grew up during the Attitude Era, so like you would think my brain goes to like Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler, but like no, like the first one that comes to mind is Michael Cole and Taz. I
feel like that's appropriate.
Yeah, maybe it's because I was an ECW kid and Taz like deserved way better in WWE than he got, but I mean he's still a fun commentator.
Love you, Taz. Sometimes you say some outlandish things.
Oh, but I think he says some wild shit.
But I think Nigel McGuinness is slowly catching up to you, especially because I think Nigel got drunk last week.
I'm not even gonna lie. It's because of the wild shit that I like Taz. It's because of him just like saying like, but I digress. And everybody has the last name Jones. And it's like, he's great. He is great. And that man can do very little wrong in my eyes.
I love that, honestly. Alrighty, let's get into this. The dynamic duo is back, so let's talk about this episode of TNA from last night, aka Thursday, August 6th, because we kicked off with this.
It was fine.
I was just like, It's here because
You know what?
Nemesis and the Hardys are fighting each other at Lockdown in 2 weeks. So I'm like, whatever.
I would rather see. You know, I will say this. This is damning with faint praise. I understand this. I would rather see Ryan Nemeth in a ring than with a microphone in his hand.
That part.
Okay. I'd like swear to God, he's in the ring. He can do the job. He does the job. You know, like is he going to be wrestler of the year? Absolutely not. But he is a competent performer in the ring. I swear to God, and I understand he's a heel. The reason that I want to strangle him is because he's good at his job in that capacity. And like we've talked about on this show, we've talked about the art of the heel. You know, like how someone like MJF can be a heel and cheered, and then someone like Ryan Nemeth can be a heel and just be like, "Oh my God, Ryan, shut the fuck up and get off my TV screen. I want bad things to happen to you." You know? And like it's debatable which is better, you know, like, but like I said, in the ring, competent, which is weird because between the two of them, Ryan's probably the more athletic at the moment. Which I mean, yeah, it's my opinion on the Hardys and TNA in the year 2026 is well documented.
Like there is video evidence.
Lots of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's to be expected because again, the Hardys are defending their titles against the Nemesis at Lockdown in 2 weeks, which is insane. I was just like, we're kind of stretching which matches because Lockdown's whole gimmick is that every match is inside a cage. So I'm like,
and like. It just occurred to me, thinking about this, they are out of people to put the belts on.
Pretty much.
They are. That's like, they're not willing to promote anyone to the main event because they're obviously winding down operations. You know? Like, so the only main eventers they really have left are the people that are already the tag team champions and the guy that's already the world champion. They're not going to. They're not going to try to put the belt on AJ Francis. They're not going to try to put like the only people that might be in that conversation are the system.
That's very fair as well.
And like the system, obviously, like they've clearly heard that like guys, the system just dominating everything is boring, has been for years, and it's like. Did I mention the other day? I may have mentioned this the last time I was on here. I found out something really interesting about the system, particularly their entrance music.
Mm-hmm.
Their entrance music is done by the band Downstate,
Right.
Which is kind of interesting because Downstate also did Kingdom, Cody Rhodes' entrance music.
Yep, and
which is fascinating because Kingdom is really good. And the system's entrance
is bad.
Is not. It's really not bad. It's
like for real. So I was just like, y'all couldn't have picked a better song, but whatever.
One of them is a deep cut reference to Cody Rhodes' entire journey through the wrestling industry with multiple allusions to the career of his father, of Dusty. The other one just repeats, "Look at you, now look at me," over and goddamn over again. One of them is an homage and a song that's eminently like sing-alongable, and the other one sounds like a rejected Old Spice ad. Look at your opponent. Now look at me. Now look back to your opponent. Now back to me.
Writing this down.
Wrong
new skit idea. This is a good idea that Will and I are going to do later. That'd be hilarious. Anywho, Matt Hardy wins because Jeff Hardy causes a distraction by choking out Nick Nemeth, and Ryan's like, "No, my big brother."
Wait! You mean the Hardys refuse to put over younger talent?
Shocker! Out here,
fucking Matt
Oh!
Hogan over here.
That ain't gonna do it for me, brother.
Seriously.
Anyways, let's move on because we started with the Hardy and a Nemeth. We end the show with the Hardy and a Nemeth, but we'll get there when we get there.
It's a Hardy Nemeth sandwich this week.
It really is.
It's a Hardy handshake. Anyway,
so Xia Brookside has a match tonight defending this Knockouts championship, and Gia Miller asks her what her strategy is to take on Wendy Chu. She begins to give her strategy and then also talk crap about Elena Black, and then Elena comes in and it's just like, "Oh, girl, I heard you were talking. Go ahead, keep on going." And then Xia does, and that's the end of this segment.
And nothing of value was gained. It's so there is something kind of interesting happening here, which I feel like they are trying to sort of prep Elena Black for a face turn. And which is weird because, like, there's been no, like, this is like the first development we've seen. Like, usually with when there's a face turn, there's usually some like, there's a moment, there's a moment of like, hey, another heel screwed me over. What the hell? And then that sort of prompts the face turn. This is just like, nah, I don't want to be that guy anymore.
Yeah, it started last week. So, like, okay, 2 weeks ago when Elena and Wendy fought in the TV tournament, right? And they reached the 10-minute time limit. So I was like, oh, okay, I wonder how they're going to answer that. Because they reached the time limit and no one won, they were both eliminated. I was like, how'd that work? But whatever.
Almost like the promotion might be running out of talent to put in the babyface category. Oh.
So then after that match, Xia attacks Wendy and Elena. And so then Wendy cuts a promo and gets a match made for this championship on this episode last week. And Elena was backing Wendy up. Is like, yeah, that's my girl. I'm like, where did this turn come from?
Yeah. Well, I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again because we still have to talk about the match that she's in. Xia Brookside is just, she's just wet cardboard. Like,
she was not ready, y'all. And you had so many people you could have put the title on, but you didn't.
No, see, that's the problem. They didn't have so many people that they could have put the title on.
That's what I'm saying. There were so many other choices, but you didn't fight to keep these folks on. But whatever.
Yeah, exactly. That you didn't fight to keep them on the friggin' roster. It's like, no. Let's put it on. Let's put this on this cardboard cutout of a wrestler. Not any. We don't need any. We don't need anyone with personality. We don't need anyone with real, like, in-ring skills. We don't need anyone with any kind of, like, like, hell, they brought Rosemary back. Don't get me wrong. They brought Rosemary back and put her in the tag scene. And I love the fact that she's one of the tag champs right now. Easy. Could have been an easy Knockouts champ. Oh, and on top of that, let's add another belt into the mix for all the talent that we don't have.
I was like, TNA, you got like 12 girls, and most of them are not. I was just like, whatever. Anyways, more on Xia later. And we'll talk more about Rosemary too. I'm like, ooh, this better be leading to something good. I hope so. Anywho, we'll keep it going though. Oh, this 3-act structure with the drama that is happening in order for.
Credit where it's due. I like that this is happening a lot. I like.
Right.
I do like this development. Yeah, seeing Hotch, like, break away from Order 4, and seeing the dissolution of one of the big heel factions this is good. This is good development. You know,
It truly is. And like I said, they've been doing like these 3 act structures for the Order for the last couple of weeks. So it's like, it's actually pretty good. I like it when we have plot development. Why can't you do that for everybody else? Whatever.
hey, they've got half a writer and they're already, booked.
Blah.
Yeah.
Something tells me I feel like Order 4 is doing their own stuff. And it's like, baller, why can't? Anyways,
Yeah.
moving on. But no, really nice to see the breakaway and the celebration, and I love it. More to come later, as Act 2 and 3 will come later in the show.
Yep. Act 2, there was a bit that I laughed out loud in Act 2, but we'll get to
it.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't hate this match, but knowing that Mara's no longer part of this roster is like, damn, that's how we're gonna send her out.
That's okay. That's how TNA has been doing everybody. Do you remember? Like, I know, I know.
Jody last week too. I was just like, whatever.
Look, I know. I still the knife is still in my heart from when Danny Luna got let go. But like, her last match was putting over Jada Stone. Like, what the fuck? It's yeah, no.
I didn't hate the match. I was just like, but damn, this is how Mara Sade goes out.
Oh no, yeah, it was a decent match because they're both great workers. You know, Mara Sade and Heather by Elegance are both like honestly, if we ever see the dissolution of the Elegance brand, I hope Heather is the one that gets the rocket strapped to her back. You know, because she's really good in the ring. Same thing, and Mara Sade is fantastic. Like, so obviously they're going to put on a great match. And bye, Mara.
Like, yeah. So Heather wins. She will be facing Jada Stone in the semifinal, and then on the other side of the bracket, Indy will be going up against M by Elegance.
So this is Indy's to win. It's like
probably at this point, yes.
It's pretty much a foregone conclusion, unless yeah, no, they're not. It's going to come down to Indy Hartwell versus Heather by Elegance. I think.
I think so too.
My prediction. It's going to come down to Indy versus Heather by Elegance, and they're not going to break. There has been no sign of cracks in the Elegance brand as a faction, so having Heather win the TV title would just come out of nowhere. So, yeah, no, it's going to be Indy. Indy is going to win it because for whatever reason they can't put her in the Knockouts world title scene, and she's the only other she's the only other performer. Indy Hartwell is the only other performer on their roster, with the exceptions of Lei Ying Lee and Elena Black. And Elena Black is sort of flirting with the title right now, and Lei Ying Lee just got rid of it, or just lost it. The only other one that's on their roster that should be in that scene is Indy Hartwell, which, and I don't say that. We've talked about this. I am not a fan of Indy Hartwell. She has yet to impress me in the ring, and she's just kind of. She's not bad on the mic, but she's not anything great either. You know, she's not MJF. She's not the Great Khali. You know, but like I said, she's the only one that has the experience, really. I think that's really the only thing that she has going for her in that capacity. But which is why they have to resort to keeping it on Xia Brookside.
Yeah. So, Mara, it was nice to have you in TNA. I actually really enjoyed watching you. reports are I don't know where she's gonna fit in all the whole picture, but reports are saying that she's most likely going to be heading to AEW,
That would be
which
nice.
is nice. I mean, there's a lot of people she can work with. Love to see her shoot her. Whether it's AEW or Ring of Honor, there are a plethora of opponents I would love her to see her go up against, like Red Velvet, Thunder, just really great stuff. Anyways, but I appreciate Mara. Love you, girl. Always will. Can't wait to see what's next for you. And also, Heather, please win this title because I want you to win.
Yeah, surprise me, Heather. Please surprise me. Please. Don't like. I'm sitting here just sort of dreading the moment that Indy Hartwell takes that belt, and please surprise me, surprise us all, and become the dominant leader of the Elegance brand by saying like, "Yep, here I am, TV champ." And because if Ash isn't going to be on TV anymore, take the reins.
For reals. Anyways, let's keep going. Boof. Hi, Moose. I forgot. You're like, he challenges Frankie Kazarian to a match at Lockdown. Is essentially what this boils down to. I'm like, bet.
Yeah.
Moving on. I love it. That actually would be that's actually gonna. I think it's gonna be a fun match, and we'll talk about Franklin in a little bit because he adds the stipulation to this match a little bit later in the show. But right now, Act 2 is upon us.
Okay. Can I tell you the part that I laughed out loud? And a lot of this is because I am a father. I have a child. I remember what it's like to work with a child that is that age, especially when you put her on camera. Right? She is just no sell. Like her mom doing a great job of like, I am terrified of this man. I can't don't move. If I don't move, maybe you won't see. And then the kid's like, I know him. He's my Uncle Ali. Oh yay! It's like that's the kid, right? Like, you know what they say about kids and animals? Just no selling the dread. No selling.
We love it. But honestly though, and Ali is a father, so I was just like, this works perfectly out for him too. Yeah. So I was just like, they did his best, but Act 2 is upon us, where playing this like happy, jovial person while also making valid threats. It's just like,
it's just like, it's the kind of thing like either that kid is completely no selling it, or that kid has zero survival instincts.
For real, so I was just like, the second option is terrifying.
Yeah,
we love it though, but. Yeah, shout out to Hodges. The kid was adorable. This was fun.
She did a great job. Like Mrs. Hodge did a great job of selling this, like that sort of Cape Fear, like, oh God, don't move. This man is dangerous kind of thing. She did a great job, but the kid's too cute. My eyes were on her the whole time of just like,
especially with her playing with her little dinosaur.
She has this little plush Triceratops. I would die. Okay, kid. If you're watching,
I will die for this kid. We'll fight right at dawn.
I wish I had a Triceratops like that when I was her age. Okay.
Forget her age. I want one now.
She is this is like protect the child, and both in kayfabe and out of kayfabe, but I do love the fact that she is the perfect age to like emotionally like get into the emotions of it, but not like fully understand. Like when someone sits her down, like, okay, you need to be afraid of this man. Okay. You're afraid. I'm afraid of him.
The adorableness and the innocence is too overwhelming. We right at dawn for baby Hodge.
Yep.
Oh yes, but I love this segment, and we will get the finality of Act 3 later in the show, which is also great. But we got to keep going. So originally, this started out as Casey Navarro taking on Brian Myers because the system is now bullying Casey.
Speaking, you know what? I'm. It has been several weeks, and I have seen enough matches with him now that I feel I can form a valid opinion on him. Well, earlier we were talking about Xia Brookside as the Knockouts champion, and not really being ready to be in that main event scene. Speaking of TNA talent who is not ready to be in the main event scene, Mr. Navarro. Don't get me wrong. He's a good performer, but he's not there yet, you know? And I can't even explain why. There's I would have him go for the X division before I have him
he needs to go on the proper steps, get a big card
yeah.
title run, have the Echo for a little bit to see how that goes.
Let him go for the international title, let him go for the X division title, let him go for whatever else. This is not a guy that you should be throwing at the system.
Not right now, which is weird. The trajectory, I'm going to be completely honest, and we'll talk about him a little bit later, but I love Casey. Yeah. I truly do. He's a great performer. I don't know why him and Nemeth fought 3 weeks ago for the title. I was just like, dang, we're doing this quickly. Why? You just skipped a bunch of steps. But I thought he did good in there. But I was just like, why?
The other thing about him, and this may be recency bias, because this is how I was introduced to him as a performer.
Mm-hmm.
There's just something about him that screams heel. You know? They're trying to push him as a babyface right now mainly because they don't have enough baby faces to push. But he's just not selling babyface. Put it this way, his whole blessed gimmick would be perfect for someone who is sort of in that sort of Ryan Nemeth kind of category. I am so blessed. Look at how great I am. Mm-hmm. You know? When you're just trying to oversell, when you're trying to when you lie, cheat, and steal to get your matches done.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, my brain just went in a really fun direction because I realized the opposite of blessed is cursed.
Oh no.
So it would be so of course, now Danhausen has entered the chat. It would be.
I get your point. So we'll talk about him a little bit later, and I still hold on to the fact that it was just look, Nick Nemeth is this champion for whoever knows how long, and I don't know whether or not he's gonna stick around or if he's gonna leave when his contract is up. But I'm to one person who's the babyface who I think is ready and has been ready for quite some time, but we're continuously to cycle him through this X Division feud with Cedric. I was just I don't know if they'll ever put the title on Leon Slater. I was just
I don't think they will. I think his contract is going to run up, and he is going to launch himself over the turnbuckle right into WWE.
I was just listen, news outlets, I love you, but why do you keep telling me that he might go to AEW? I was would I love for him and prefer for him to be in AEW?
100%.
Yes.
100%.
But I'm honestly, whatever Leon chooses to do, I will support him because he's an amazing talent.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do have preference though because he would get treated better in AEW, my personal opinion. But we'll see because
I was gonna say his last name is not Rhodes, Brooks, or Anoa'i. So yeah, no, he would not get any sort of treatment in WWE.
Right. But anyway, so back to this match. This started out as Casey Navarro versus Brian Myers, and then Edward Edwards decides to get involved, and Fabian Eichner comes out, which then turns it into a tag team match. This picture sums up everything I felt.
yeah, pretty much.
I mean, the system win, and I was just cool. Why though?
Yeah.
Where are we taking them? It's tease what it is, as the kids say. Moving on.
Yeah.
I picked this picture just for you. Respect.
Remember, it was about a month ago that we were talking about the Righteous and how they have spent their entire time in TNA riding the Hardys' dicks. And between this and the promo that they cut later on in the episode. Because I remember we were saying, like, we don't know what they're going to do once their feud with the Hardys ends. And after this episode, I'm fairly certain they don't know what's going to happen to them once their feud with the Hardys ends.
No, I do not. So this was just a small 30-second moment, and now that respect is there, I was just like, okay, sure.
Yeah, and I see that the Hardys are entering their Legion of Doom phase.
I was like, what is this? I was like, this is stupid.
Good. That's what we need. Another phase of the Hardys. Guys, fucking retire already.
I was like, no more. I know. Listen, I'm putting their fandom, and I love the Hardys in terms of like what they have given us in terms of like wrestling history. Love them down, but I'm putting them into the fandom of the same people as like Roman Reigns and all that. I was just like, y'all aren't fans. This is a cult status. Y'all are cult.
Yeah.
You're a cult, man.
Yeah.
I was like, listen, we have faves, but like they can do no wrong in your eyes. I'm like, stop it.
You guys owe us nothing. You have cemented your status as one of the greatest tag teams in the history of the industry. You don't have to do any more. You can hand off those titles to whoever else you want. Maybe that's what this is building towards. Maybe this is building towards finding someone that they can finally believe in enough in TNA to hand these titles off to. They haven't believed in the system enough. Maybe they're getting around to believing in the righteous.
Please.
That's it for tag teams. That's all the tag teams in TNA.
For the men's side of things, yep. I mean, we had tag teams, but then y'all just didn't want to use them for whatever reason. Anyways, let's keep going.
This episode is getting more and more depressing. Okay, back to quality.
This part was pretty decent. I was like, yes. Ali and Hodge get into a fight. Mila and Tasha get into a fight. And then, Hodge is like, Skyler, let's go. I need this job. Fine. And then leave. Also,
one of the reasons I like this a lot actually is that the way they have it set up with Skyler staying with Ali for now, it leaves the coin in the air. Like the coin has been flipped. We don't know which side it's going to come up, like whether he's going to stay with Ali long term or if he's going to join Hodge. But it leaves the coin in the air. Because to the point where, like, when they do have their match, Skyler comes out and then decides, like who he believes in more, It's so yeah. This story is great. This story is going very well.
Which is crazy to say. I was just like, I want them to end, and it seems that they're going to eventually. Yeah. But this has been so far. I've enjoyed this run. I like Hodge's champion. I love the division. It's going to be fun. This is the one thing I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, this will be a good time.
However,
guys,
this was not. I loved them down, but I was like, okay.
Like, and here's the thing. Here's the thing with the righteous. I see what they're trying to do. And I'm not I'm not sure why it's not working. Maybe they just haven't presented themselves as a credible enough threat. Because it's pretty obvious that the Righteous, they're basically trying to do another cult gimmick. They're trying to do another Wyatt family. They're trying to do another Ministry of Darkness, except with their own kind of, but with a more modern, shall we say, Midsummer kind of vibe to it. It's that horror of the horror is happening in broad daylight. You are no longer safe in the light. And I see what they're doing with it, and I see what they're trying to do. But honestly, I think the main reason that it hasn't worked is they've been so laser focused on the Hardys. They needed to worm their way. If they really wanted to be taken seriously as a genuine supernatural existential cult threat, they needed to worm their way. They needed to worm their way into Order 4. They needed to shut down the system. They needed to get into Leon Slater's head. Not just stay in this Hardy Boys lane,
Sorry, had to bring in Rev real quick. The Dark Order meets the Town of Jones.
Exactly. Yep. And again, I like it. I love the concept, but just something about the execution is off. And that is no more blatantly obvious than when they try to cut promos like this. And the crowd is just not there for it.
Well, and to kind of speak on it, we've talked about this on multiple occasions, but like the Righteous always had a hard hill to climb over because of the fact you're going against the Hardys. Like I said, 5 minutes ago, it's just like whoever was against the Hardys was always going to end up being on a losing battle with the crowd, because the crowd loves the Hardys to almost a cult-like level, like you said.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, they were set up they had a tall task ahead of them, and TNA kind of set them up for failure.
Yeah.
So,
which
I still love them, but damn y'all.
And I can't help but think about if they were in on it, like if they, because like when they were in AEW, they were never, if you'll pardon the pun, they were never top guys. They were never at the level of FTR or the Hounds of Hell or the Bucks. I mean, hell, the company was partially founded by a prominent tag team.
Right. And you know what the crazy part about this whole entire thing is? Now, Dutch and Vincent, they've all on the indies, they've always been together as a tag team. But it's crazy to me, and I hate to say this because it's not fair to compare because of who was in charge. But Vincent's first run in TNA was more entertaining and more actually worth the damn than
really. I didn't even know he was in TNA before.
Oh, get this. So okay. So during the Scott D'Amore era, really quickly, because I don't want to bore you. During the Scott D'Amore era, Vincent, Kenny King, Matt Taven, Mike Bennett were all part of this faction called Honor No More. And so they were running Roughshod. And you'll roll your eyes, but also it might get a laugh. I don't know. It can go either way. They were running Roughshod over TNA, so they were called Honor No More, and their leader was Edward Edwards.
Okay, Eddie, what blackmail do you have on people? Because that's what it's got to be. Like, if your whole shtick has been being the leader of a heel faction that runs roughshod over TNA, what do you have on? So, like, do you have blackmail on like Dixie Carter or Jeff Jarrett? Like, to the point where it's like, yeah, no, like all I have to do is drop this bomb and the whole thing is blown wide out. Like,
I kid you not. The system in Honor No More essentially is the same thing, just with a different cast of characters, but with Eddie at the helm again.
it's
but anyways,
but to back to my original point for a
Yeah.
second, I can't help but wonder if when they left AEW for TNA, I can't help but wonder if TNA promised them like tag team main event kind of stuff, but it was one of those like monkey's paw deals. You know, it's like, all right, so you're coming from AEW, which has a ton of tag teams, and you're struggling for TV time, you're struggling for relevance. TNA, we don't have nearly as many tag teams. Come on over here. You'll get title shots. You'll get you'll get TV time. You will not want for any of these things. Yeah, okay, sounds great. And then the monkey's paw curls. And so yeah, they're getting title shots, but all they ever do is go against the Hardys and lose all the goddamn time.
For reals. But yes, I don't know what's next for the Righteous. I'm still gonna follow them. I love these boys, but anyways, let's keep going.
Yeah. Okay. I have feelings about this segment. Because here's the thing. TNA, you are hemorrhaging talent.
Mm-hmm.
People asking for their release left and goddamn right. The writing is no longer, the writing is on the wall. It's no longer painted there. It's like somebody burned it into the stonework. Somebody took a pressure washer and just like really fine, just like carved it into the wall of get the fuck out. And you are going to make it a story point that Harley Hudson, a wrestler who I don't think I've ever seen her win once. This is a performer who has been jobber to the stars my entire time watching TNA. And you're threatening to, like, in kayfabe, threatening to fire her? You can't afford to fire her. The fact, like, put it this way, if there's any truth to this story, if this is one of those, like, work shoot kind of things, and she does end up leaving, if she does lose to Mrs. Edwards over here, good for her. Congratulations. I will buy her a bottle of cheap champagne. I don't have a ton of money. I can't do all sorts of stuff. Like I would like if it's one of those things. If I ever run into her at a convention or something like that, I will. Yeah, thank you, Rev. But yeah, like if she leaves TNA for AEW or WWE or even WWE, I will even go so far as to say if she ends up at WWE and I see her at a convention or something like that, I see her at like a random bar, I will buy her a drink because she got out. Like this has been a toxic relationship for her.
I don't know, man. Like, I just want to see Harley succeed. And it's not her fault that she's not.
And it just speaks to like how they so thoroughly ignore their own talent. Like, is it the fact that they like? Is it because that's what WWE is doing? Is it like, oh hey, the cool kids over here are just focusing on like the same half dozen people? Let's just do the same thing as the cool kids. Let's not give a damn about our mid card. Let's not give a damn about anybody that's and water down our title scene to the point that everybody's going after a title. You don't need that. You can have grudge matches. You can have some fun shit. And then you have titles that are on people that refuse to give them up. Like, hold on, let me think. Because Xia Brookside's our Knockouts champ.
Mm-hmm.
Cedric is our X Division.
Yep.
Hotch is international.
Yep.
Nemeth is the world champ.
The Hardys are the tag champs.
Hardys are the tag champs.
And then hopefully by the end of this month, we'll crown our Knockouts TV champ.
I don't give a shit about that title.
That's fair.
The only champions that TNA has that deserve the titles that they are holding it's half. It's 50%. Because it's Hotch. I love that Hotch has the international title. Like, give some shine to your undercard for the love of God. Nemeth, wonderful performer. Is his gimmick frustrating? Yes, but I attribute that to his work as his work as a wrestler and his ability to play a heel. Okay, totally deserves that world title. Cedric, again, fantastic performer. Am I a little annoyed that the system still has a title that they can claim? Yeah, but like, that's not Cedric's fault. So, yeah, that's so 50%. Xia Brookside, like I said, she is wet cardboard.
Yeah.
And the Hardys retire already.
For real. It's annoying. But this whole entire segment to kind of corral us back here, Harley will be taking on Alicia, and we shall see how that turns out. God, I hope she wins.
Yeah. Seriously.
Rosemary, where are you? I love this, but girl, where'd you go?
back in the Undead Realm, Allie finds some tarot cards. I do not know tarot well enough to be able to recognize what cards they were with the quick glance that we got, nor what their significance would be when interacting with each other. Because that's one thing I do know about tarot. It's less about like what the individual cards mean and how they interact with each other. So
Rosemary, whatever this is, girl, I'll be here. I hope it's good for all of y'all. Because Rosemary and Allie are great. Love them both.
Next week we find out Rosemary's has left TNA.
Nah. Anyways, well, that would suck for Allie because I was just like,
that would suck for everybody.
That would suck for everybody, but that would suck for Allie because of the fact like Homegirl got to defend those tag titles in a cage against the Elegance brand by herself at Lockdown in 2 weeks. Anyways.
And this is what I'm talking about. This match, I'm here for this.
Yes.
I love silly wrestling.
It is. Hometown Man's great. Love him.
Hometown Man is great.
AJ's perfect.
AJ Francis is great. Like Elijah, you seem to be leaning into a supernatural thing. Lean harder. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with him being the love child of Hangman Adam Page and The Undertaker. Okay? With a guitar. You know, that's some good shit. Especially credit to AJ Francis, because when that guitar strum hit and out he comes with, the lights on his guitar, he takes aim and, fires at AJ. AJ didn't have to sell, but he did.
The fact he did was amazing. And
AJ stayed there like, no, you do it. And then fires, and then, ugh.
And then Hometown Man comes up and uses that, like, bam.
Yeah. I'm cool with I am so cool with this. It was I think this was the shortest segment of the show, of this episode. Mm-hmm. And it was wonderful. It was perfect.
It really was.
It was a perfect encapsulation. It was a squash match that got turned around. Like, I'm okay with AJ Francis coming in here, spear, like, especially against someone like Hometown Man, spear, choke slam done. But then having this spooky, goofy stuff, and Hometown Man wins. That this is a perfect. This was a. You know what? This may be just because of how this is being compared to the rest of the episode. This was just perfect. Perfect little nugget of, like, it was.
Wrestling's supposed to be fun, y'all. Let's do that more.
Exactly. It's like so Thomas Keller is, if you've never heard the name Thomas Keller before, he is one of the world's most renowned chefs. He is the first American, if I'm not mistaken, he's the first American-born chef to earn a Michelin star. I have read his one of his cookbooks. He has a couple out there, but I've read one of them, and the restaurant that he cooked at, he's retired now, but the restaurant that he cooked at, the French Laundry, is one of those places that's like, it's one of those very stereotypical haute cuisine kind of places. It's, big plates, little food. But he says the reason he has such small servings is very specific, is that when you go and eat a meal, the first bite, wow, that's amazing. Second bite, wow, that's still really good. Third, fourth, fifth bite, it becomes rote. It becomes mechanical. You're just feeding yourself. He wants every bite to be that wow kind of experience. So when you leave the restaurant, you're sitting there thinking to yourself, man, if I can only have one more bite of that one dish. This match is the wrestling equivalent of that. It was a perfect little bite. You had some silly stuff. You had story stuff. You had athletic displays. And it was just perfect.
Really was. And again, AJ and Elijah are going at it at Lockdown as well. So again, like I said before, every match is a cage match at Lockdown. So AJ and Elijah are going at it. Honestly, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but their story as to why we're going into Lockdown with Elijah and AJ is probably one of the better ones. And then I'll put Ollie and Hodge of recent developments too, since Hodge won the title.
Wait, so why are AJ and Elijah?
So, as silly as it is to say,
I know, is it still the music rights thing, or
no? So now it's something different. So AJ Francis, remember, he had a valet consequence, like the other dude that was with him.
Right. Yep.
Like, he got injured, and they're selling the whole thing. Like, he had a fake neck brace and everything on Instagram, like with him in the hospital. It's hilarious. It's silly, but it's good. Last week, AJ Francis is out here like holding the hat, collecting dollars from everybody for consequences, his medical bills, and then he's also pocketing some of the money. It's hilarious. He has backstage people, other wrestlers, the referees. It was just like, can you spare some change for my boy Consequence? And so Elijah and him came to blows last week. AJ blames Elijah. This is all his fault that Consequences in the hospital. And Elijah's like, bro, you and Consequence decided to jump me. I got the get back. And now these are just, for all intents and purposes, no pun intended, these are the consequences of your actions. And so AJ challenged him for a match at Lockdown, and Elijah accepts. So these two are going to fight it out in a cage in 2 weeks. I was like, I'm actually kind of here for this, as silly as it is.
What do you want to bet that whoever the writers are for TNA were like, all right, it's like, okay, now we need to get AJ and Elijah into new feuds now that they're the music rights thing is over. So who do we put them against?
Each other.
I will figure it out later. We'll figure it out later.
Exactly.
It's just like we'll figure it out later, figure it out later, and then the morning of the day of the show comes, and both AJ and Elijah are standing in backstage going like, they didn't write anything for us. Shit, what do we do?
All right, let's go out.
Yeah.
All right, let's fight.
Yep.
So yeah, Hometown Man wins. Great stuff. Love it. But wrestling needs to be fun, you guys. Remember that.
Yeah.
So this is another one.
Not gonna lie, I fast forwarded through this.
Here's the thing. Love these two down. I think these two are hella talented. But like I said before, this is another feud that needs to finish and end.
It's Elijah and AJ all over again. It's
I was just like, Cedric, love you downs. Leon Slater, listen, you my boy, love you downs too. I already know the in-ring is going to be immaculate. Sure. Like, I never have to worry about these two. But gosh darn it, we need to be done with this feud after lockdown, because this is also going into lockdown.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. I was just like, Cedric being like Miff saying that Leon Slater was handed everything. I'm like, I know it's not you saying it, Cedric, but I'm like, whatever. Yeah, but listen, in ring, in the cage, these two gonna go ham.
It's TNA trying to copy WWE's playbook, except at every step. You know,
Lord.
like, because it's just not letting storylines end. And like not letting feuds end. We've got AJ and Elijah again. We've got Leon and Cedric again. We've got the Hardys and the Righteous again. It's like,
I mean, technically you could say the same thing. We have Ali and Rosemary versus the Elegance Girls again. Yep. But then again, those are the only two knockouts tag teams we got. Like, but yeah, it's insane. I was just like, I don't know how many more times you can do these feuds, but again, like I said, their lockdown match is going to be great. I never have to worry about their in-ring, but I'm like, we need to be done after lockdown. I was like, we need to be done. Moving on. Girl, Daria, love you. Love you. So Frankie's, I was like, Franklin, are we in jail? Why are we using a payphone? Like, who are we talking to? But Daria lets it be known that, you know, Moose and Franklin are having a match at lockdown. Frankie adds a stipulation with Daria accepts that to win the match, you have to escape the cage. I'm like, so a regular cage match. Like, by those rules. I'm like, okay, that's fine.
It's an escape the cage match. Like, every cage match is an escape the cage match.
I guess that's the only. But if they're saying it like that, where you can only truly win by escaping the cage, I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, can't pin. Y'all can be. Please utilize the cage. I need faces across the bars. I need people bouncing heads and bodies off of it. Because I was just like, I know it's taxing on the bodies, but lately this year with cage matches across the board, I was like, use that freaking cage as a weapon. But yes, I will fill you in of which matches have been made official for lockdown at the end of the show.
We'll find out which ones actually get there, depending on who leaves the company between now and then.
That's also very true. We got 2 weeks until lockdown, so we'll see. Main event time, at least wrestling match-wise. TNA Knockouts World Championship. Xia Brookside defending the title against NXT's Wendy Chu.
An NXT import fights a cardboard cutout.
I'm not going to lie, because they're not being treated correctly over in NXT, I actually wouldn't mind Wendy and therefore also Thea Hale, who was here during this tournament too for the Knockouts TV tournament, to kind of stay in TNA, but it is what it is. This match was fine. Xia, I had no worries Xia was going to lose this to Wendy. Love Wendy down. I really, really do. But I'm like, of all the NXT girlies that are over at NXT currently, I'm like, yeah, they're not going to put it on Wendy. And again, I never thought they put it on Ariana Grace, but
this was my first time seeing her in the ring. I liked her a lot.
Oh, here's the thing: Wendy has been wrestling forever. She has.
I know, yeah, because we were talking about it before. Because she used to have the pajama gimmick,
the evil pajama gimmick, but she's kind of like stripped that back into more of a defined character. But she's been wrestling for ever on the independents too. So Wendy's fantastic. She's really good. She was the Evolve champion over in WWE Evolve for a little bit, but she's always great. And Xia, I love you, girl. Down, I love you, and I don't care. But I'm like, this was fine. Xia was never in any danger of losing the championship. She retains, and then she and Elena Black have stare down at the end of the match. So I'm like, cool.
Like I said, cardboard cutout. She'd like Zaya Brookside has the opposite problem of Casey Navarro. She's too easy a baby face. And not like, I understand everybody needs a heel turn. Everybody needs to turn heel at some point. Everybody needs to turn face at some point just to sort of stretch their skills and see if they can fit as that kind of character.
Mm-hmm.
And if we've learned anything, it's that Zaya Brookside, not a great heel. Casey Navarro, not a great babyface.
They work so much better the opposite. Casey, we have seen Casey work better in character-wise as a heel when he's with AJ, and babyface Zaya Brookside can go hard as well. Like, it's just weird, but this is what happens when you don't have a big roster and people got to change sides. But whatever. Anyways, that's not what ended the show, though. Jeff Hardy was just drawing, and I was just like, okay, Jeffrey.
You interrupt a man's mental health moment. What the fuck? Like, you want some heel heat? Here, have some heel heat. I'm just trying to draw, man. Just trying to
let Jeffrey draw.
I got my coloring book, man. Fuck off.
This was such a weird way to end the show. I'm like, whatever. So this match is happening next week. I'm like, whatever.
This could have started next week's episode.
It really
would have made more. It would have made more sense.
Like, leave it to you, Jeffrey, to wait until the day of for this match to happen and sign this contract. We'll see. Like, this was a weird way to end the show. I'm not even going to front. But both of them signed the contract. The match is officially made for next week's episode. That is how TNA Wrestling goes off the air for the week.
Let him win it. I don't care anymore. Let him win it. I don't care anymore.
Burn it all down.
Give Jeff the world title. Give the X Division title to Matt. We'll have them argue over the international title. It's all Hardys. It's all Hardys all the time. It's now TNH, Total Nonstop Hardys.
So guys, this has been really fun. Thank you for watching. This is Will's final show. Not because of anything I think he did is bad, but I was like, I don't want.
TNA, it's time.
Oh Lord. I was like, I don't know if I want to keep subjecting Will to this, but then again, who else am I going to hang out with on a Friday evening to talk crap? I don't know. No, but in all seriousness, Will, I know this is a slog to get through, but I cannot put in enough words in the English language that you're here, and I like you're here.
Work was boring. It gave me something to watch.
That is also very true. Now, I will say a fun side story. I was like, okay, because I was like, I'm going to rewatch this show and just make sure I have everything to go in the slides. And then when I went into the app and saw resume episode, I'm like, oh shit, Will's watching it. Back out. So like, if this episode started, it would have kicked Will out. I'm like, back out. But anyways, will we be here next Friday? Yes.
Yep.
I was just like, we will continue to be here until the cows come home. We're rolling.
No. It's not cows come home. It's cows that are getting put out to pasture.
That is horrible and accurate. We'll be here until the wheels fall off, till it catches on fire, till it burns to the ground. Like, we will go. Technically, we'll go down with the ship, but not really.
Okay, you know what?
Getting in the lifeboat to watch it from afar.
So it's weird train of thought here. Come with me on this. Carlos Silva has been accused of being this, corporate ghoul, and when I use that word. Well, and I use the word corporate ghoul very specifically in the sense that he was hired to cut as many costs as he could to try to make TNA as valuable to be sold as possible, right? given from what I've seen anyway, the popularity of the recent episodes of The Dark Side of the Ring, wouldn't it be weird if Jeff Jarrett bought it back?
Oh my lord.
I don't think he's that much of a masochist, but it would be funny. Also, I'm pretty sure he's still on contract with AEW, and that would be a considerable conflict of interest.
Yes, 100%. Jeffrey Jarrett, like, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Shout out to Rev, because I was just like, thanks for being here for a little bit too to watch our shenanigans.
Jeff Jarrett comes in here like, I brought you into the world, I'll take you out.
Me and Will would have to talk behind the scenes, but Jeffrey Jarrett, if you are listening, which I don't know why you would be listening to this random ass podcast on the internet, but crazier things have happened. And I'll tell Will this story about how some of the CMLL luchadors found our show. I was like, oops. We'll talk about it. I'll tell you afterwards. But
yeah.
Jeffrey Jarrett, me and Will got to talk. But like, if you want to have a conversation with us, I'd be like, I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, Will and I will be back here next Friday. That is it for the week. Next week, same thing, same shenanigans, same shows. We'll be here.
Come hell or high water.
Anyways, from Will and I and the rest of the BC Wrestle Pod family, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, stay iconic, and more important than anything, you always deserve to finish your story. We will see you next Friday for another TNA post show, but until then, sayonara, adios, and until next time, oh Lord, peace.
No.